universe, Alpha, Omega, first and last, beginning and the end, the one and only God. Where does He live? Right there. That's what we believe. If you really believe in that truth, you know what's going to happen? I'll show you. It will blow your mind. And it will affect the way you live. If you really believe that God is there, residing, the one and only God, living, breathing, talking, walking, working, living, serving. God, right there. Right there. Like, you know, He's there. He's inside. You know what's going to happen? You're going to change the way you think about yourself, the way you treat yourself, the way you treat other people, the way you live every single day, the way you tackle problems, the way you reach for your goals and dreams. It's going to affect all of this if you really believe that God is living inside you. Hi, my name is Bo Sanchez. Welcome to the feast. But I need to go now to thee because Jesus, you know, he spoke those words and you received 2 messages. I'm going to give 2 more because he started speaking about a haunted house. You know, what in the world? You know, but let's read. This is so interesting. Jesus said, when an evil spirit, he was talking to the Pharisees, leaves a person, it goes into the desert seeking rest but finding none. Then it says, I will return to the person I came from. So it returns and finds its former home, what? Empty, swept, and in order. Oh. Then the spirit finds 7 other spirits more evil than itself. And they all enter the person and live there. And so the person is worse off than before. That will be the experience of this evil generation. Can I share with you my interpretation of that passage? And by the way, this is just my interpretation, my opinion. Disagree with me, that's fine. No problem with that. But my personal guess is this. I believe that Jesus was talking about the Pharisees. The Pharisees were the haunted houses. In the sense that there were 7 demons already there. They've come back and have conquered their lives. Proof. They wanted to kill Jesus. Jesus was feeding the hungry and healing the sick and the lepers, doing all sorts of good. And you want to kill the guy? Hello? There's something demonic about you. But here was the point of Jesus, and this is just, again, my personal opinion, that once upon a time the Pharisees had no demons in them. The house was in order. The house was swept clean. The house was okay, demonless. But then why did the demons come back? Why was it in order? I'll tell you why. The Pharisees were observers of the law. They were obedient to the law. The point? The law is not enough. There's only one thing that can fill up your emptiness. Are you empty now? Are you searching and longing and thirsting? Let me tell you, following the rules, following the law, ethics, morality, they're great. They're amazing. We should follow them. But it's not enough to fulfill your emptiness. Only God and God's love can fill up the emptiness in you. Which brings me now to the 3rd lesson for this entire talk. The 3rd lesson is this: never be complacent. What does that mean? Well, do you want to change your life? Do you want to change the direction of your life? Then you've got to understand this. And I got this from the story of the haunted house of Jesus that Jesus shared a while ago. That you can never destroy evil. You can't. You can only disconnect your life from evil. At least in this world, okay? At least in this planet, that's seems like the truth. It's like, you know, the demon leaves the person and then comes back with 7. It's like, okay, you can't destroy evil, but you can disconnect. Meaning to say, it can also reconnect. Ouch. Which reminds me of the Alcoholics Anonymous. You know, this worldwide movement that has been able to rehabilitate millions of alcoholics. They have a principle, a universal principle that goes this way. Listen carefully. An alcoholic will always be an alcoholic. Sounds discouraging, right? Sounds scary. And that's why when you attend an AA small group meeting, each participant is supposed to introduce himself or herself in this way. Hi, my name is Rick. I'm an alcoholic. Even if Rick has not touched alcohol for, say, 34 years, he still calls himself an alcoholic. It's like, that's weird. But you see, I understand the rationale. I do. That for the Alcoholics Anonymous, they want Rick to know that this is his weakness for the rest of his life, and therefore he should never be complacent. He should never put his guard down. Never. He can slip back easily. He can reconnect to evil. Which brings me to point number 4. And basically it's this, that when you say no to sin, you need to say yes fully to God. You can't just say no to sin. You can't just say, okay, I'm going to get rid of sin from my life. I need to say yes to a new set of friends, a new set of lifestyle choices, a new set of habits. It's a whole package. Saying no means saying yes. Flip side. Again, number 1, never be complacent. Number 3, never be complacent. Number 4 is you've got to put God at the center. Remember what Jesus said, the demons leave, but they're able to come back. Why? It's empty. It cannot be empty. Which again brings me to another reflection, that you can never really remove a bad habit. You can only replace it with a good one. And can I go personal? I've shared this with you before, that I had a pornography addiction. It started when I was molested as a child, and I hated myself. I was just disgusted with myself. Now here's the thing. I longed and thirsted. Never mind. I was pining for love. I was hungry for love. I was thirsty for love because I hated myself. So it was empty. And emptiness is painful. And that's why I went to pornography, because pornography was my painkiller. You got that? Okay. How did I get healed? I learned to love myself the way God loved me. I learned to see myself the way God saw me. And so that emptiness was slowly filled with God's love. And then I realized that my hunger and thirst for the painkiller, pornography, little by little, disappeared. So you can never really replace a bad habit. You can't remove a bad habit. You can only replace it. Because there will always be this emptiness inside. And which brings me to this truth, and I hope you're listening really, really carefully to this, that only the habit of love can replace the habit of an addiction. I hope you're listening so well right now. Chew on those words. Do you have an addiction? Do you have a bad habit? I want you to come before the Lord. It may come from an emptiness, and at the end of the day, when you get rid of sin, I'll say it again, when you get rid of sin, the throne of your heart is still empty. Don't let it remain empty. Let God be at the center, and let God love you. Let God accept you as you are. Let God wash you, purify you, transform you with His love. Let God tell you, I love you, son. I love you, daughter. I love you, child. Let's live our lives together forever in unity, in union. And so this union, this love, will change you and will transform you. Let me end. I'm an old guy, semi-old. And in 1991, I remember that if you bought a branded computer, on the box, there'd be this sticker. And the sticker says, Intel inside. Remember that? So, that sticker was like the mark of quality. It's like all the other parts can come from different manufacturers, but the most important part would come from Intel, the best microchip or whatever, computer chip manufacturer of the world. The reason why I share that with you is because there's a sticker on you. It's invisible. It says God inside. And every part of you can fail, but not this part. Not God. God inside you. This is a game changer for you, my dear friend. If you're listening to me right now, this is a game changer. This is supposed to change your entire life. If you really believe that God is dwelling, living, breathing, walking, working, loving inside you, it will change your life forever. The way you talk, the way you work, the way you think of other people, the way you serve God inside you. You're not empty. Let His love continue to flood your soul. God bless you.